What's good? This is Trey with Vertical Jump Prime, coming to you with Q&A with Trey number 7. First question from Andrew Wiggins. Trey, my spring league trials are coming 3 weeks. During my season, I only got 5 minutes a game and average only 4 points a game, which is pathetic. I'm trying to become the best player in my school. I'm 15 and 5'11". How do you become the best player? I need help. Thanks. All right. Only average 5 minutes a game and only average 4 points a game, which is pathetic. Okay, so you want to become the best player. All right, so what you want to do is you want to find out. Well, this is what I would do. Okay, I will find out who the best player in the school is. Okay, so you want to be the best player, so you have to know what your target is, how good you need to be in order to be the best player. So you need to find out who the best player in the school is. Now, you need to compare yourself to that person and be realistic. Be tough on yourself because the only way to really, get that motivation and really push yourself is to really see what you're up against. All right, so if they have a better shot than you, then you got to work on your shot. If they have better handles than you, you got to work on that. They have better defense, whatever it is, you got to work on all aspects of your game until you are better than the best player in the school. Okay, so, but what it really comes down to is just being the best version of yourself. And that's all about sweat equity. It's all about hard work, focus, commitment. All right, so you want to write out a plan of action, basically, write your own workout schedule to get to your goal. So you write down your goal. Your goal is to be the best player in school. Then you write down how do you become the best player in school. Then you do what you need to do in order to become the best player in the school. All right, so that's probably going to mean that you're going to have some type of daily routine, maybe 2-3 hours a day when you're just practicing individual drills, ball handling drills, shooting drills, vertical jump training, pickup games, whatever you got to do to become the best player. All right, so you just got to get serious. You got to write on a piece of paper your goals and then write down what you're going to do about it. Then go on a 30-day challenge, 30-day challenge, 60-day challenge, 90-day challenge, whatever. But you want to commit. You want to make sure that whatever you decide to do, you commit to, and you actually do it consistently. Because if you're not consistent, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. All right. Next question from ScatTeam_DJR. Hey Trey, what can I do if I play the same position as the coach's son, and I'm better than him, but I still can't make my JV team? Also, I'm 15 and 5'11", so what can I do to add an extra inch, like posture or anything to add to my overall height at this point, even if I'm still growing? When it comes to adding inches, I'm not an expert on that topic. I don't know anything about adding inches to your height. I don't know anything about getting taller. I guess you could look that information up online and see what you find, but when it comes to getting taller, that wasn't my thing. My thing was working on stuff that I knew I had some form of control over. So you have some form of control over your skill set, how good you can dribble, how good you can shoot, how good you can defend, how good you can score. You have control over your vertical jump, your speed, your strength, your physique. So I would put more focus on the things that you have control over. Your height, that's just based on your genetics, and that's something that you don't necessarily have control over unless you want to study that up. I guess there's some people that know how to get taller, but I'm not one of those people. I didn't put any emphasis on getting taller. I just worked with what I had. Whether I was going to be 5'5" or I was going to be 6 foot, whatever it was, I was going to use my unique skill set to become the best I could be. It didn't matter how tall I was. So you definitely how can you still make the JV team? I guess you have to make it more obvious that you're better than your coach's son, than the coach's son. Make it more obvious. So just continue to get better, be more aggressive, be more assertive. So don't be passive. Don't just assume that everyone thinks you're better. You have to make it obvious. Okay, you have to destroy Anytime you get the opportunity to go up against the coach's son in any competition or whatever it is, make sure you destroy him. And I don't mean like, you know what I'm saying, I don't mean punch him in the face or anything like that. I'm just talking about skill wise, like make it clear that you are better. Okay, so you just got to continue to increase, better yourself, keep training. Trey from KB Titan, the God 24. Trey, how do you have quicker hands while playing perimeter defense? All right, so I'm assuming you're talking about how you get more steals. I think what this comes down to is experience. The more you play basketball, the more you start to have an eye for certain things. You start to know when to go for the steal. You start to know when to take a risk, because going for a steal is obviously a risk. If you reach and you know the person you're reaching on has handles, they're probably gonna cross you, or they're gonna get past you somehow, or team make you pay for reaching in. So I mean, quicker hands, I guess that's hand-eye coordination. I guess there might be some drills for that. Me personally, I was more of a instinct type of person. Like I would just let things come to me. Like when it comes to like going for steals and stuff like that, having quick hands, I just played as much basketball as possible, and I just learned from my mistakes. All right, sometimes I would purposely make a mistake just to see what happens, and then I would learn from that mistake, and next time I wouldn't make that mistake again. So when it comes to having quicker hands, getting more steals, I just say, you know, just play as much basketball as possible. Play against good offensive players and take risk. Don't be afraid to get crossed, get blown past. Obviously, if you're in a professional, organized game, you don't want to take too many risks, because if you get crossed up, obviously your coach is going to see it, and he's going to think you know you're not a good defender. So you want to make your mistakes on your off time, on your own time, like when you're doing pickup games, stuff like that. But when you get in the game, you don't want to be using your hands too much, because they'll call a foul, stuff like that. So you know, just rely more on quick feet. You know what I'm saying? Rely more on being a good defender rather than being somebody who's always trying to get a steal. But if the opportunity presents itself, yeah, go ahead and try to get the steal. Next question from PG the God 13. Yo, Trey, how can I mimic Paul George and emulate some of his game? Also, do you think he will come back the same or different? All right, how you can mimic Paul George? Just watch his videos. Well, this is what I basically did with T-Mac and Carmelo and other players that I admired. I just watched their videos, looked at some of the stuff that I liked, and I went outside and practiced it until I got good at it. So anything you see Paul George doing in the videos, go ahead, go outside, you know, right away and start practicing it until you get good at it. Obviously, you're not going to get good at it in one day. Depending on the move, it's possible to get good at a move in one day, but most of the time it's going to take you a couple of days. So be consistent, you know what I'm saying? You know, take the time out to practice consistently, and you know, just anything you like, anything Paul George does that you admire, that you think makes his game that good, add it to your game. That's what all people do that are smart, that know, you know what I'm saying, you can't always be outside practicing. So when you're not outside practicing, you could watch some Paul George videos, which I'm sure you already do, and just take the moves that you like, and then, you know what I'm saying, practice them when you get the chance. You know what I mean? Like, so that's how you would do that. Also, do I think he will come back the same or different? I really have no clue. I mean, I would think he would come back. I would think it would be similar to what Derrick Rose did. All right, when Derrick Rose came back off his injury, he was showing. He wasn't as good as he was when he was in MVP form, but he was still showing signs that he could get back to that level. So I think that's what Paul George is going to do. When he comes back, he's not going to be at the same level he was when he got injured, but he's going to show us that he still has it in him, and hopefully he will get back to his, you know what I'm saying, his prime, and hopefully go higher than that. But you know, it's definitely, you know, up to how mentally tough he is, and if he's prepared to really bring the Pacers back into the spotlight, you know what I'm saying? Because the Pacers, I haven't been hearing too much about them, and mainly because Paul George is out the picture. So hopefully he's motivated, by the fact that, things aren't going so well with the Pacers. Hopefully he'd be motivated to come back as good as possible. Next question from Hooper1279. Trey, can you tell us how to be clutch in games? Clutch, I think being clutch is just about being it's about confidence, self-confidence, and it's about thinking positive. Your mental state. When you take a shot, you should never even have a small amount of belief that the shot is not going in. Okay, you have to believe 110% that the shot you are going to take is going in. All right, you have to picture it mentally in your head before you even take the shot. You should have a mental picture in your head of yourself making the shot. What you believe is always possible. So if you truly believe something can happen, it can happen. All right, and all you have to do is just take the action. So really, you just have to be brave enough. You have to have enough self-belief to take the shot, and then you just have to embrace both sides. All right, obviously you want to picture yourself making the shot, but embrace the fact that you could miss the shot. All right, so you need to just understand that you could miss the shot, but believe that you're gonna make it. Okay, so it's about having an understanding of what could happen, but believing in only one option. All right, so that's what it's about. You got to really truly believe you're going to make the shot. Other ways to be clutch is just to prepare yourself for those situations. So always practice different kinds of awkward shots and difficult shots, pressure shots. Just practice a lot, prepare yourself. So there's two ways to be clutch. Preparation, being prepared, so when the opportunity comes, you're not so nervous and anxious because you know that you took the shot before and you made it. So there's proof that you can make the shot. All right, so when you go into a situation, if you have visual proof that you made the shot, then you're good to go. And then you also want to imagine, use your imagination. Before you even take the shot, you got to picture yourself already making it. So it's like, all right, I already made the shot. All I got to do is take it. That's the mentality you need to have when you take a clutch shot. It's like, I already made the shot. All I got to do is just take the shot. All right. Next question, Joe Kubis Vigelis. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But yeah, what to do if I feel pain in my shank when jumping with one leg 3 to 10 in a row? I train on legs every day, 7 months in a row. Okay, well, if you feel pain when jumping, you're probably straining some muscle. So, there's some type of irritation going on, some type of uncomfortable feeling. So it probably means you need to rest a little bit. You could try icing the area for like 30 minutes a day or 20 to 30 minutes a day. You can do it as much as two to three times a day. But it probably just means you need to probably take some days off, give it some rest, and after a couple of days, then go back to your training and see what happens. Maybe you might be training too hard. I don't know how hard you're training, but you say you're training every single day. Okay. When it comes to like jumping and stuff like that, sometimes that might be counterproductive. Sometimes you're putting too much strain on your legs, on your joints and stuff like that. So maybe you should change that from every day to every other day. And maybe instead of every day, jumping up and down, maybe on Monday you do your leg training, then on Tuesday you do stretching. Okay, so you might want to stretch out your legs. Then Wednesday you go back to your leg training. Then Thursday you do stretching. So maybe instead of every day, you just change it to every other day, because you definitely don't want to go around with pain in you. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to play through pain. I tried to play through pain through high school. It didn't work out for me. So I don't recommend that to anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you have pain, address that pain, do something to get rid of it, and then get back to what you were doing. All right. And there's different kinds of pain. If it's something that's been lingering, that you've been feeling for a long time, for a good while, then it's something you need to address. If it's just a temporary pain, whatever, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you just got to brush that off. But if it's something that's been lingering, that's been bothering you for a while, you need to address it. You need to rest. You need to ice it and then come back to your training. Question from Jeremy Argha. Can I train my vert to 42 inches even though I'm not gifted? The answer to your question, can I train my vert to 42 inches, is yes. Even though you're not gifted, yes. But what that means is you're going to have to train a lot harder than the guy who's gifted. Okay, so the gifted guy, you know, he might already have like a 30-inch vertical, and he probably just, you know what I'm saying, just needs to do, you know, a little bit of training, and you know what I'm saying, as he gets older, whatever, his vert will naturally increase. Plus the additions to his vertical from his training. Now, if you're not gifted, you're going to have to work very hard to increase your vertical, but it is possible. 42 inches is possible. Now, nothing's guaranteed, so you might get to 40 inches and you might stop at 40 inches. You might have a hard time getting the extra 2. You never know. Only thing you can do is learn from experience. So you just need to do some type of training. You need to start training right now. You know, you want to start off by building that foundation. Basically, the vertical jump comes down to 2 things. It comes down to high levels of force. So you need to be strong. You need to have high levels of strength in your lower body and your upper body, but mostly your lower body, because that's what generates the most force. You need to have strength in your low, you know, you need to be able to generate high levels of force from your body in general, okay? And then you need to be able to generate that force at a high speed. That's what the vertical jump is about. All right, you need to be able to generate high amounts of force in a short amount of time. So you do that by strength training and plyometrics. All right, so your training needs to consist of both. All right, so you need to have some strength training that you're doing on a regular weekly basis, at least three times a day. You want to be involved in some type of vertical jump and strength training. I'm working on Vertical Jump Prime 2.0. It will be released very soon, depending on when you're watching this video. But in that course, you're basically going to be able to, in that training workout plan, you're basically going to have the exact workouts you need to do in order to increase your vertical. You can also use the exercises in the free Vertical Jump Prime ebook that you should have got when you went to verticaljumprime.com. You should have got the free ebook. You can do those workouts as well. But you want to have some type of vertical jump training that you are doing, because if you're not talented, you have to be doing something. You have to be training. You have to be you know, developing your strength and your ability to apply strength or generate force at a fast rate of speed. All right. Question from Dylan. When do I expect to see results from the vertical jump exercise routine? I guess you're talking about the routine from the Vertical Jump Prime ebook. Basically, you can see results within, you know, a week or 2. It depends. It depends on, you know, where you're starting from. Like if you're a beginner, you're probably gonna see some fast results. If you're somebody who's been doing vertical jump training for a long time, the results may take a little bit longer, but it just depends. Main thing is you just want to make sure you're doing something. Like don't worry too much about the results, just worry about what you're doing. If you're taking action, the results will come. All right, so those are the questions. Thanks for your questions. Make sure you, if you haven't grabbed the free ebook, verticaljumprime.com, go there to get the free Vertical Jump Prime ebook. If you want the Elite Training Secrets report, go to verticaljumprime.com/elite secrets. And, you know, make sure you sign up and you will get an email. Vertical Jump Prime 2.0 is coming out soon. It's basically a more advanced, comprehensive vertical jump training program, and it's going to be affordable. All right, so make sure you're on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any more questions for the next Q&A, make sure you leave a comment or email me. All right, thanks for watching. Peace.